So this is I work part-time. I got 3 days off. I haven't used my phone. Um, so it died. I plugged it in and it gave me some crazy warning, including something that said a warning, unplug your phone immediately. So I wanted to get it recorded because Israel's the whole thing with Israel's pager bombs, just to be clear, what you guys fail to understand is that there were no bombs in the devices. All that logistical mumbo jumbo. It's before the pandemic hit, the prevailing conspiracy theory was 5G orientated. 5G, the right wing obviously oh take pollutes everything, corrupts everything, twists it, distorts it, and in order for their brains to fit with their cult. But initially, so this is really weird. I'm telling you, this was crazy shit. It was like fucking blinking and it was not even on. It's dead. See, I mean, it's. I'm charging it because it was dead. It didn't turn on, so I plug it in. Also, my phone on the side of my thing right here is going and I'm like, what the hell? It's not even on. But the whole thing with 5G, what the right wing turned 5G into was wow. This is a power video. I'm glad I have multiple devices. I was for a second I was stunned because I was like, how am I gonna get record this? Because this has no. This is interesting. Can I recreate this somehow? Could this be? But the whole point of 5G was it was supposed to be a service. Nope, it's working fine. Okay, it had a plug with it showed an image of a plug of like this with two icons. I forgot what they might have been yellow. The plug was might have been blue, and they were flashing. And then there was also, if I'm not mistaken, there was, or maybe they were yellow, and there was a blue water drop at the top. So I was like, what the hell is going on around here? And I unplug it. I have this little plug right here next to me. It has three, it's one of those plugs, three plugs. So I unplug the plug from there and plug it into a different slot, a socket. And then this goes to a whole new thing. The screen turns white with like a freaking window on it, and it's still off and says, please immediately, warning, immediately unplug your phone. And then it had something else, but as soon as I touched my phone, that screen went off and it went back to the flashing, vibrate. Not, I don't know if that was flashing, but it was definitely pulsating, vibrating, that water thing type sign. And so then what I did is the only thing I did different was I unplugged my phone because I was thinking, oh, well, I'm going to capture this. I turned this on and I plug in my phone and voila, it works. Magnifica. Good thing that I don't mind being deemed crazy, because the fact that somebody like Donald Trump can run the fucking country called the United States of America proves that no matter how crazy I am, it's still not crazy enough to allow a piece of shit like that to stay alive. Actually, just in case, I'm gonna try something else. So, I mean, it's plugged in. I thought about this. I'm gonna hold down the power button. Oh, so look, so they see I'm paranoid. Whatever was doing that fucking hacked into my phone So it's not charging though. See that? It looks like it's charged. And what do you know? Isn't that fucking funny? I stopped the last video and realized it still looked weird with that thing in the middle. So I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to turn it on. And then when I tried to turn it on, I realized it wouldn't let me turn it on. So that's when I got my camera back because I figured, oh, I didn't do this full video. So let's turn this on. See if we get that. I'm still going to post these. I don't care. Lessons in life. All right. Looks like it's charging. 1 hour and 33 minutes until full. So whatever. But that's a good thing about the real benefit. Anytime. Today is a weird world. Oh, but back to the whole thing, 5G. The whole thing with 5G was that 5G was supposed to be the next level of service technology. Okay? The right wing turned it into a conspiracy theory that it was about fomenting cancer and controlling your brain and mixing up your DNA and shit like that. But remember, the actual marketed thing was that it was going to be you can control your lights, you can control a blender, your microwave, you can control your fucking toaster oven, you can control a vacuum, a light, I already said light, computer, cameras, anything that is plugged in to the whatever and has some kind of electrical device. I don't know if it's a transistor, some shit like that. The theory was that 5G tech was going to allow remote, like Wi-Fi access to all those types of devices. But like the way computer programmers program a computer, I don't know how that happens, but they do stuff that I don't know that happens, and that causes stuff that I want to happen, and then that causes other things to happen that I don't know what is happening. So, in this 5G thing, it's the theory, the novice mind is that, oh, I could turn it on and turn it off. That next level down is what do we have? Everybody has an explosive because of the lithium. Lithium is an explosive, and it is dangerous, and it's could be potentially deadly. And if it's on contact with the body, it's going to cause serious injury and can lead to death. So if 5G technology, the original 5G before the right-wing conspiracy theory that 5G created COVID, if the original 5G is true, then Israel didn't have to put bombs into the devices. All they had to do was use 5G technology to affect the battery temperature conditions so that the device itself became a bomb. And the important way that I know that to be true is because what the media told you about promoted around the world unanimously and repeatedly. And you have to understand, anytime they do a repetition, that's an ad. And it was all about the phones. But there were dozens of keypads, security keypads at actual locations for doors and shit like that, and gates that were also detonated while the specific target was entering the keypad. Now the phone, that you can get away with saying or the pager, you could get away with saying we knew it was going to go to some particular guy and we put the bomb in it or whatever, some kind of shit like that. But like you can design the pager with a executive packaging, so then you know that the leadership is going to keep that for themselves and give out the rest to the young guys. So that kind of marketing internal intelligence there. But the keypads, it's another story. See, they didn't get into the keypads because the keypads reveal that they weren't bombs, that they were 5G technology. So, anyways, be careful. I'm alive. I'm surviving, and my phone's working. And just make sure. Document, document, document.